Rwby is an anime, and if you disagree, you're probably some shut-in loser who gets into internet arguments about Japanese culture from your mother's basement while shoving Pocky down your throat and surrounded by figures of Japanese characters which are produced in China, distributed by an American company and brought to your door by a Polish man named Igor. If you're not in the know, Rwby is a show produced by American studio Rooster Teeth and uses 3D animation to achieve an anime style without all of that pesky effort and quality. When it was first released, anime communities were up in arms about discussion of the series on their sacred subreddits and message boards as it was supposedly not anime. However, I'm going to take time out of my busy schedule of jacking off and correcting canonical errors in Dujin on N-Hentai to do the Rwby community a solid and get their show back on the anime map. All with me? Alright, let's begin.
I love you, bitch.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
Anime writing is really a breed of its own. It's over the top and often exceedingly dramatic. The term anime writing itself usually holds negative connotations of being unrealistic and somewhat childish. However, this is only true when done poorly. Good anime writing can take almost anything and make it tense, exciting and meaningful within a 22-minute runtime, whilst poor anime writing feels more like it was done by a child who just beat the first 3 Final Fantasy games during a battery acid fueled bender. And within the context of this analogy, you could probably find Rwby grinding mobs in Final Fantasy XIV on McDonald's Wi-Fi in a back alley because they've run out of money for hourly milkshakes. Rwby really does pull out all of the stops when it comes to unimaginative writing. You've got your quirky, relatable main character, generic archetypes, generic evil monsters, racism metaphor, and so many MacGuffins I can't even fucking keep track anymore. And additionally, their attempt at world building has gone so poorly I'm getting flashbacks to the Star Wars prequels.
In the countless years that humanity has roamed the planet, civilizations have grown and fallen. Atlas, Mistral, Vacuo, Vale. Each kingdom has a governing council to represent the people. While most kingdoms only call on its citizens to serve when needed, others find it important to be prepared.
We must do something quickly to stop the Federation.
To be realistic, Your Majesty, I think we're going to have to accept Federation control for the time being.
Supreme Chancellor, delegates of the Senate. A tragedy has occurred,
Which started right here with the taxation of trade routes and has now engulfed our entire planet in the oppression of the Trade Federation.
Wait, what the fuck was my point again? Oh yeah, Rwby has bad anime writing, but I would like to make the case that Rwby's anime writing is so fucking generic that it actually transcends the concept of geography itself and makes it far closer to anime than any other form of animation.
I am going to kill you with this big machete.
The anime world is different to how it was back when Rwby premiered in October 2015. Back then, shows which are personal favourites of mine had just wrapped, such as Fate Blade Works Season 2, Oda Monogatari, Hibeke Euphonium, and JoJo's Part 3, and also great shows had just started such as One Punch Man and Haikyuu Season 2. We are not within 2015 however. We are in what I like to call the Berserk timeline. The world is not how it used to be. Donald Trump is the President of the United States, David Bowie, Prince and Muhammad Ali are all dead, and this is open for discussion on /r/anime. Please look at these two shows and fucking tell me that they are not eerily similar. The production behind Rwby is what you guys had the most problems with, but now you allow this? You can argue the fine details like Rwby is not being produced in Japan, but at what point do you throw in the fucking towel and admit you've hit rock bottom anyways?
I want Szechuan sauce! Where's my Szechuan sauce?
I'm going to extend an olive branch to at least one of the pissed off sides in this video. Considering what Rwby was when it started, I'd call it acceptable. Back in 2015. An independent studio creating a brand new property with this much of a vision is actually quite refreshing. Rwby's biggest problem is the fact that it won't stop getting worse. This new shit is a downgrade from the premiere. The animation philosophy behind early seasons was to keep shit simple to save time and money, and throw Monty Ohm at whatever fight scene you needed. Simply put, since Monty died, your fight scenes fucking suck, and the writing has reached almost a completely unbearable level of quality. I get that it isn't going to be exactly the same since the main guy died, but do you seriously expect me to believe that he was the only motherfucker on the planet to be able to animate fast-paced action scenes? Oh, but don't worry everybody, for Season 5 they invested in pourable water technology. If I still played my video games on a PS2 and rocked Frosted Tips hairstyle, I might just find these water effects cool, but who the fuck do you think you're trying to impress with this? It's like you're trying to jangle keys in front of a baby, except you've lost your keys and the first thing you found in your pocket was an expired Blockbuster membership card. Also, for the love of God, get new writers. I have to take breaks in between the episodes because I can't physically handle the awful dialogue. Now if you excuse me, I'm going to go brace myself for a world without weekly Blend Deaths and Love Live Sunshine episodes. See ya.